Ladies and gentlemen, Spartans everywhere, Halo fans, man. In this video, we are going to talk about the spicy week that Halo just had. And I mean spicy. This is big. This is huge. I'm going to talk about what's been happening with 343. Most of you probably already know I'm a little late to the game because I was AFK last week on vacation. But what a week to be gone, huh? So we're going to talk about what's going on with Halo 343. We're going to talk about some spice, some things that, some rumors, some hearsay that's been going on. We're going to talk about who's next in taking Bonnie Ross's place, what's next, and I'm just going to give my take and how I'm a little bit weary, but also a little bit hopeful. So buckle up, strap in, we're going there, okay? So now, most of you know, unless you've been living under a rock, you see right here, Bonnie Ross, the head of 343 Industries, has been the last, like 15 years or something crazy like that. She is gone. She's out. Now, here's her statement. This was on Twitter, September 13th. It says, while I had hoped to stay with Halo until we released, hoped to stay with Halo until we release the winter update, I'm letting you know that I will be leaving 343 and attending to a family medical issue. I'm incredibly proud of the work everyone at 343 Industries has done with Halo Infinite, the Master Chief Collection, the Halo television series, and so much more. It has been an honor to serve alongside the team for the last 15 years. Okay, 15, sorry, it's right there. And to be a part of the universe that I love. Thank you to everyone in the Halo community for your support. Halo's future is bright. I cannot wait for all of you to experience what we have in store and to cheer alongside you as a fan at the Halo World Championship in October. So, here's the deal. As a human, I wish her well. And I really hope that whatever family medical issue is going on, I sincerely hope that everything is okay and turns out okay. You know, I don't want anything to be, wrong there. And you can see this tweet was received well by, people, lots of good vibes, lots of heartfelt thank yous and everything like this. And it's important to look back and understand what Bonnie Ross actually did, because when Microsoft was kind of maybe gonna can the Halo franchise, she was really the person who kind of was argued against that and said no, there's a lot of potential in Halo still. And helped make 343 and help bring Halo kind of back to the front. And so, she did help keep Halo alive. Here on the wiki page, I just did a little digging, and it says her colleagues felt like Halo was a waning property, there wasn't much left to get out of it, and looked at contracting an outside company to produce new games, but she argued differently. And so she does love the franchise, and she has loved the franchise. And so she really did keep Halo alive. And so as a human, I wish her well, and I'm grateful that Halo hasn't just been dead the last 15 years. We could have not gotten anything the last 15 years. So I'm grateful for that. Now, as a gamer, to put it nicely, I'm ready for what's next. I will just say I did play a lot of Halo 5 because it was all I had before MCC came out. And that was great. But to be honest, under 343, if I take all the Halo games and put them next to each other, the 343 games are my least favorite. 4, 5, Infinite are all bottom of the totem pole for me. And so that's tough. Part of it's just I like the sandbox. It's kind of their games are a bit of a departure from what I think makes Halo great. But honestly, under her leadership and 343 leadership, the Halo games have not been my favorite, okay? And so as a gamer, I'm ready. I'm ready for what's next. I'm ready for someone else to try something. Now, here's the thing. Two things can be true at once, okay? We can wish her well and be happy that she's leaving. See, it doesn't need to be toxic. Two things can just be true at once. Microsoft released a statement, and they said, after more than 28 years in gaming at Microsoft, including 15 years leading 343 Industries Halo through its most ambitious steps forward, Bonnie Ross will be leaving Microsoft and spending more time with her family. This all is just so very PR. We are thankful for her leadership of 343, during which the team launched Halo 4, Halo 5, Halo Master Chief Collection, dumpster fire, but is a lot better now, 10 years later. The Halo television series, okay, and Halo Infinite, yeah. We wish her all the best. Head of production, Pierre, is it Heinz? Heinz? He's German, so Heinz is probably what it is. Will become studio head effective immediately. The 343 team is hard at work, shipping the winter update, the biggest Halo Infinite update since launch. Yeah, well, that's not saying a lot. The biggest, that's not saying much. The irony in all of this is that when she stepped up in 2007, she helped keep Halo alive. And now, her stepping down in 2022 is, I think, going to help keep Halo alive. Because Halo Infinite is on life support, dude. Like, we're just praying, we're just living on a prayer with Halo Infinite. We're just hoping that Forge changes the game and Forge is our Lord and Savior and just makes it all better. Like, that's all we have now at this point, which is not a good place to be in. We're just in a tough spot, and I think her stepping down and the 343 house getting shooken up and the leadership getting just a total shake up and shake down, new vision, I think will keep Halo alive. Now, here's the spice, okay? Last week while I was on vacation, me and my brother were running around Disney World, and he just kind of like looked over at me while we were walking around, and he said, "Dude, Bonnie Ross just left 343." And I literally like yelled out loud. I was like, "No way. You have no way. You're lying. Are you serious?" And immediately showed me the article. We pulled it up. We started like looking, reading all these things. And I just couldn't believe it, because you just don't think that stuff ever happens, you know? Like, you just don't think, like, it's been, 15 years. Nothing's changed, so you just don't expect anything to change. And I was like, man, that's crazy. And then I started reading, oh, it's because of family medical issue. Oh, that's a bummer. And my brother was like, no. It's like, yeah, they're just saying that to save face. She got moved around. She got let go. This is not a stepping down situation. The PR is just doing this to save face and to make it look like, it's not all bad and she's being moved. And I was like, well, yeah, I mean, I can totally see that. It makes a lot of sense. I mean, just based on like everything that's been going on. But, you don't know for sure, right? You don't know for sure. But then we get a few more reports bubbling up that say otherwise. Like, that was just my brother's gut reaction, but now some things are starting to come up. Enter stage right, the one and only Brad Sams. Who's Brad Sams? He's a reporter, journalist, and he covers Microsoft stuff. And he's been in the game a long time. And Brad has some sources, and they were saying some really interesting things. And one of the things, you can check out this video, I'll link it. One of the things they're saying is this was not just about the medical issues. That Halo Infinite is underperforming like crazy. They're losing tons of money, which doesn't surprise anyone. And so this last update was kind of the nail in the coffin, and it really just, that was it. And so they're restructuring, and Microsoft is trying something else. They're doing something else. And so, with everything, if you really look at the big picture, it's hard for me to look at this statement and just be like, oh, well, she just has a medical issue, and so she's just gonna leave, and that's it. She's not gonna just take some time off. She's not gonna just take a month off, or 6 months off, take an extended leave to figure it out. Oh, she's just leaving 343 altogether. So either this is severely really, really crucial medical issue that she could just never work there again, or they're like, hey, we're gonna move you on. How do you want to present this? And this is great. This doesn't make her look bad. This doesn't make Microsoft look like evil villains, and everyone just gets what they want. Now, here's the thing. Part of the reason why I think this is more PR than actual serious, I'm sure there's something going on, but I think it's both. I think that there was a medical issue, and also they were like, hey, we're having a coming to Jesus moment. It's time. Because they wanted to PR this well, because I know Microsoft does not want to set the precedent that complaining and going crazy online will get you the results you want. You remember just a few weeks ago when that last update dropped and everyone posted? Big YouTubers, small YouTubers, big content creators, small content creators, everybody just lit 343 up. You remember that? Well, I don't think Microsoft wants to set the precedent that, well, if enough people just go nuts online, then we're gonna make moves. I think they want to make it look like this was the plan all along. This is what they had planned. When the reality is because everyone went so nuts, I think we made noise, and I think they heard, and I think it was enough. There was enough outrage. There was also enough thoughtful responses from every size. Small content creators like myself, big content creators like Actman and Mint Blitz and Sean, everyone sounded off. And I think it did something. I really, really do. I'm not buying that it's just a family medical issue. I think there's more, and I think we were part of that. Now, who's next? Some of you may know, may not know. And so exit stage left, enter stage right. The one and only Pierre. Okay? You may not know about this guy. I wasn't super familiar with him. I'd heard, I'd read a few things and heard a few things. But if you don't know, he was the one who got hired, and this is what he did. He was hired to take the gargantuan Halo the Master Chief Collection and not only fix some of its slippery and sometimes difficult to reproduce issues, but also to make the fan favorite feel new again, to bring it to its full potential as the most value-packed remaster on the Xbox console. So he got hired around, I think, 2016, 17, as the legacy, he is in charge of Halo Legacy. Okay, so everything up to Halo 5, basically, and making the Halo Legacy experience awesome. So he basically hopped on and took the dumpster fire that was Master Chief Collection and helped make it awesome and help make it work, bring new content, and lead that team, all the legacy Halo stuff. And so we all know how MCC started, and we know where it's at today. And MCC is the only Halo I'm playing right now. There's a lot of good. There's still stuff that needs work for sure, because Lord knows those Gearbox ports of those games are god awful, but MCC has done good. Now, the question on everybody's mind is, can he do it again? I will give anyone a shot. I think we have nowhere to go but up. And so he did a lot of good things with MCC, and I think he can do it with Infinite. And honestly, only time will tell. Now, here's the big thing that we all need to understand. It is going to take time. See, a cruise ship does not turn on a dime. Someone who's on ice skates, when they're skating, they can stop on a dime and turn. They can turn on a dime. Whereas a cruise ship, when you're in the water and the captain of the cruise ship is cranking that wheel, it takes ages for that cruise ship to slowly turn in the water. Slowly turning. And 343 is a massive cruise ship. Tons of employees, tons of red tape, tons of things and channels and systems and all this stuff that it will take years to turn around. See, even if this legend right here is our knight in shining armor, and he just is crushing it and doing everything that the fans like want to see happen. Even if he starts making drastic changes right now, we're not going to feel the full effects until like a year, 2 years from now, 5 years from now, because it takes a long time to turn the ship around. You don't just go in and change everything at once. It doesn't work like that. And so we just got to wait and see. It's going to take time. Now, in closing, I will say this. I'm weary and I'm hopeful. I'm weary because Infinite right now, everything rests on Forge. Forge is it. If Forge is a flop, I don't know what's going to happen with Infinite. I really don't. Everyone's just waiting on Forge. Like, that's all we have. No one's excited about anything else. Infinite's numbers are low, dwindling. Like, it's not doing anything. Microsoft is losing money. They're on a hiring freeze. So that should tell you like where they're at. That is not good. And if it's losing a ton of money, like they could, now this is worst case scenario, they could just quit supporting game. They could just drop it. They could just make a business decision and just say, hey, we're out. You know, Tony Hawk 1+2 was one of my favorite games. It sold like crazy. There were so many copies of that game sold. And guess what? I went on to play today, and there was no support. They shut down multiplayer lobbies. That's a 2-year-old game. So if you think that these companies won't make business decisions and just drop games, like think again. Like the bottom line is what matters. And so I'm a little worried because we could be in that situation. I'm not saying we are, but it's not out of the picture at this point with how bad things have been with Infinite. Now I'm going to end on some hope because look at where we're at. I mean, we have a new head. We have a new studio head. So anything can happen. We're getting restructuring is taking place. And so that's exciting because we're at rock bottom. As Halo fans, we honestly have nowhere to go but up. We have been on a slow decline for the last, 10 years, 15 years, sorry. And we have nowhere to go but up. And we'll see what happens. I'm excited. I'm hopeful. I'm weary. I'm a little tired. But this is, you can't ask for much more. You really can't. And so I'm excited for the next couple years to really see. And I'm down to support and give this guy a shot and let him run with it. And we'll see what happens, man. How amazing would it be to enter a new golden age of Halo? You see, we had a golden age with Bungie. I'm not saying Bungie was perfect. No, they were terrible. And sometimes they never even listened to the fan base, and the games did have problems. But at the end of the day, when you look at Halo 1, 2, 3, Reach, when you look at those games and the communities they built, man, golden era of Halo. And then we drop into the Dark Ages, where 4 was an absolute wreck at launch, and they changed the whole game around, and was, whatever. Halo 5 was a complete departure from all the sandbox and was like a, Call of Duty hybrid, super competitive, whatever shooter. I played it a lot, but it's not sandbox Halo. And then you get to, Halo Infinite, and it's a dumpster fire. So we've been in the Dark Ages, but leadership is everything, and things could turn around. And so we could enter a new era, very likely, in the next 5 to 10 years of getting some really amazing Halo stuff happening. So we'll see, man. We'll see, guys. What do you think? What are your thoughts? This video is already way too long, but I just wanted to cover this because we are in it now. We're in it. Things are happening. Dude, who knows? Nowhere to go but up. Nowhere to go but up.